Welcome back to our channel, GetSetGo. In today's video, we're going to explore the fascinating journey of how India successfully revoked Article 370. This historic decision brought about significant changes in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. So, let's dive in. Before we begin, let's have a brief overview of Article 370. The dispute regarding Kashmir originated from the partition of British India in 1947, which led to the creation of two independent nations, India and Pakistan. Kashmir, a princely state with a Muslim-majority population but a Hindu ruler, faced a complex situation. The princely states were given the choice to accede to either India or Pakistan, taking into consideration factors such as geography, demography, and the ruler's preference. In the case of Kashmir, the ruler, Maharaja Hari Singh, initially wanted to remain independent. However, the invasion of tribesmen from Pakistan in October 1947 and the deteriorating security situation prompted him to seek assistance from India. In exchange for military support, Maharaja Hari Singh signed the Instrument of Accession, acceding to India on October 26, 1947. As per the Instrument of Accession, certain provisions were agreed upon to safeguard the distinct identity and autonomy of Jammu and Kashmir. This led to the inclusion of Article 370 in the Indian Constitution, which granted special status to Jammu and Kashmir. The article ensured that the state had its own constitution, separate flag, and significant autonomy in matters except defense, foreign affairs, and communications. It was intended as a temporary provision until a final resolution could be reached through a plebiscite to determine the state's future. The inclusion of Article 370 in the Indian Constitution was a temporary provision intended to provide a temporary arrangement for Jammu and Kashmir's integration into India after its independence. To comprehend how India reached this decision, we must explore the historical perspective. The state of Jammu and Kashmir has faced numerous challenges, including cross-border terrorism, separatist movements, and limited economic growth. The government believed that revoking Article 370 would pave the way for a more inclusive, developed, and unified India. Now, let's delve into the reasons behind the removal of Article 370. Firstly, it aimed to integrate Jammu and Kashmir fully into the Indian Union, aligning it with other states in terms of administrative control, development initiatives, and economic opportunities. Secondly, it sought to ensure equal rights and opportunities for all citizens of India, irrespective of their place of residence. Lastly, the decision aimed to combat separatism and terrorism, promoting peace and stability in the region. Now, let's discuss, how did the India actually become successful in removing Article 370? Because taking such important steps may lead to internal conflicts within the country, and India also had to face international pressure. But yes, when you want to accomplish some big task, there may be difficulties on your way. Now let's see how that time Indian government, which is now also the ruling party of India, managed to remove Article 370. The Kashmir elections played a significant role in providing an opportunity for the Indian government to remove Article 370. In 2014, the Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi, emerged as the single largest party in the Jammu and Kashmir Legislative Assembly elections. Although the BJP didn't have a majority to form a government on its own, it formed a coalition government with the People's Democratic Party, PDP, which had historically advocated for self-rule and autonomy for the state. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and his trusted confidant, Amit Shah, who was the Home Minister at that time, played pivotal roles in the revocation of Article 370. They firmly believed that revoking Article 370 would bring about development, unity, and inclusivity in Jammu and Kashmir. In a historic move, Home Minister Amit Shah made a statement in the Indian Parliament on August 5, 2019, expressing the government's intention to revoke Article 370. He outlined the reasons behind the decision, emphasizing the need to integrate Jammu and Kashmir fully into the Indian Union, ensure equal rights for all citizens, and combat separatism and terrorism. The Indian government undertook a well-planned and systematic approach to implement this historic decision. Revocation process. Amendment of the Constitution. The first step in revoking Article 370 was to amend the Indian Constitution. The government introduced the Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Bill, 2019, which sought to revoke Article 370 and reorganize the state into two separate union territories, Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. Approval in Parliament. The Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Bill, 2019, was introduced in both houses of the Indian Parliament. It went through a rigorous legislative process, including discussions, debates, and voting. The bill received significant support from the ruling party, as well as some opposition parties and independent members of parliament. Presidential assent. After the bill was passed by both houses of parliament, it was sent to the President of India for his assent. On August 9, 2019, the President gave his assent, officially making the revocation of Article 370 a reality. Implementation and administrative changes. With the revocation of Article 370, the administrative machinery in Jammu and Kashmir underwent significant changes. The state was bifurcated into two union territories, Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. Repeal of special status. The revocation of Article 370 effectively repealed the special status of Jammu and Kashmir. This meant that the state would no longer have its own constitution, separate flag, or the power to make laws independently of the Indian Parliament. Communication and restoration of normalcy. After the revocation, there was a temporary suspension of certain communication channels and internet services in the region to maintain law and order. The government gradually restored these services and worked towards restoring normalcy in the region. Achievements and impact. The revocation of Article 370 brought about several achievements and impacts. Firstly, it facilitated the extension of various central laws to Jammu and Kashmir, including anti-corruption measures, welfare schemes, education reforms, and more. This led to an overall improvement in the lives of the people residing in the region. Secondly, it encouraged investment and economic growth by eliminating barriers and creating a favorable business environment. Industries such as tourism, infrastructure, and healthcare witnessed significant progress. Lastly, it strengthened national security by enabling better coordination and intelligence sharing between the state and central authorities, thus addressing the concerns of terrorism and cross-border infiltration. And that brings us to the end of this video, where we explored the fascinating journey of how India successfully revoked Article 370. The decision to revoke Article 370 was undoubtedly a significant step towards India's progress, unity, and inclusiveness. If you found this video informative, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more engaging content. Now, at last see a video of Kashmir, during the Article 370 existed, and after the removal of Article 370. Remember, Kashmir was, if and will be an integral part of India.
BJP worker who was trying to hoist the tricolor at the city center was thrashed by locals.
बड़ा सवाल ये कि क्या भारत के नागरिक अपने ही देश में तिरंगा भी नहीं फहरा सकते? क्या कश्मीर में तिरंगा फहराना बुरा है?
अब क्या करेगा आपका हीरो? मिलेगी बात।